Hi there, this is Dana Arcuri, and yesterday, July 11th, 2016, was the World Benzodiazepine Awareness Day, and unfortunately, I didn't have running water for 6 hours, couldn't shampoo, put on my makeup, or get on with my day. I was waiting for water to be turned on, and being that it didn't happen till late, I needed to postpone my video. But I believe this is an extremely important topic and one that is crucial for our world, and I really believe the United States especially needs to come on board. We need to join together with the doctors and the psychiatrists and the families and the people who are currently or in the past taking benzodiazepines, tapering from them, and going through wicked withdrawals. We need to build awareness. And so when I look into my own experience, which goes back to 2009 when I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, herniated discs, and a long list of medical ailments, I really didn't want to take medications, but in 2009, I was in so much physical pain, and those who don't know fibromyalgia, it is a central nervous system neurologic disorder. It impacts all the muscles in the body. There's so many other issues, especially depression and chronic pain. There could be irritable bowel issues. There could be memory issues, insomnia, and the list just is extremely long. But the bottom line is that in 2009, my doctor suggested I take Cymbalta. Then from there, when that drug wasn't working quite well, another doctor suggested that I take Ativan. Now, Ativan is from the category of benzodiazepine, and there's plenty of benzodiazepine drugs. Ativan just happens to be one of them. Lorazepam is the generic name. I broke out in hives with lorazepam, but for whatever reason, I was able to take Ativan without breaking out in hives and having some weird allergic reaction. Perhaps now looking back, I see, hey, red flags, and I think there were red flags, but usually it's common that we lean on our medical physicians to guide and direct us in our health because, hey, they're board certified and they went to school for this and they're supposed to be knowledgeable in this, and shouldn't our doctors be there to help us? But what I found out in my own wicked journey of withdrawals, of horrific times of losing my memory, having cognitive impairment to such a degree that I couldn't even recall my phone number, and that I had suicidal ideation to such a high intensity that I and my family were scared to death of what would happen. And the end result is that I had to find out for myself that sometimes the doctor does not know what's best. Sometimes the doctor does not have the education, the knowledge, the science, the medicine, and hands-on experience in benzodiazepine. And I know in my own state that this is something vital missing. This is something that had a huge impact on me and my healing, because healing was 10 times harder. Because when I was hospitalized twice, these doctors, they don't just, help you out by going on a nice, slow, gradual taper, such as the Ashton manual does highly recommend, and I definitely suggest you check out Heather Ashton, who is the pioneer of tapering benzodiazepine safely. But in my own case, in my own state, the doctor took me on a fast and furious taper within 4 days. Yes, that's right, 4 days of basically stopping benzodiazepine. And of course, in this city, they never just take you off and leave you off. They have to, of course, add on a few other chemicals, in which I broke out in hives with those too. And I'm thankful that I broke out in hives because I was able to stop them quickly. And my motto is, the less drugs, the better you're off. And I am a firm believer that there is a time and a place for medicine. I do understand there is definitely a time and a place for prescription medication, but let's keep in mind it shouldn't be the first option, nor should it be the only option. And so for millions of people who have innocently, somehow directly or indirectly been impacted by the damage and long-term consequences of benzodiazepines, you know firsthand that it is hell on earth, that it is the most scariest, uncontrollable situation that you have ever experienced in your entire life, and that you would not wish this upon your enemy. And so today, if you or your family is experiencing any form of benzo withdrawal, benzo tapering, nasty symptoms, maybe you've been prescribed this medication, maybe you couldn't sleep, maybe you had physical pain, maybe you had depression, anxiety, panic attacks, whatever it may have been, your physician prescribed this medication, you were following directions, and you have discovered on your own that something's not working, that you actually feel worse than better, that there's actually more harm than help. And if that is you today, please, please stop and take time to start educating yourself, build awareness, do research with credible websites. And I'm not talking all medical either. And while I highly can respect modern conventional medicine, I also highly respect, believe in, and practice holistic medicine, in which it has worked wonders for me, in which I was able to climb out of this nightmare, okay? And I am now 5 years and 6 months, yay, free of Ativan, Cymbalta. Oh boy, the drugs are long. If you want to find out about my long list of drugs and all the withdrawals and all the hellish ordeals that I have gone through, and that it's possible, and that it really truly is doable, that you don't have to stay in this dark pit. You don't have to keep taking these drugs. You do not indefinitely need to remain on a benzodiazepine nor any psych drug at that matter. And while I am not a doctor, and you must do what you believe is best, what I say is this: please be your own health advocate. Please do not take just your doctor's word for it. He may not always know what's best for you. If something doesn't feel right, trust that gut intuition. You know what I'm talking about. It's inside of you. It's like a little red alarm screaming for help. And so I'm reaching out to you today. I care about you. All of you who have survived benzo withdrawals and tapers, I congratulate you, because guess what? We are survivors. We are survivors, and our voice matters. And I am so glad that I survived this, because I was able to pursue my love, my passion, which is writing. And I was able to write my first book, which is Harvest of Hope, Living Victoriously Through Adversity, and it shares my rock bottom benzodiazepine story and how I survived it and how you can too. And so today, go to danaarcuri.com or visit me on Amazon on my author page, where I have three books in total. And nevertheless, please start checking all credible resources. Advocate for yourself, share your story. Believe me, there is power in numbers. The more of us who go out and who start sharing and building this awareness, the more our world could finally choose health, healing, and hope. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.